Well, good afternoon. Managed to get out on the bike today, and a few things going on. End of the Six Nations, so I thought I'd get out before that kind of starts, but I'm probably going to miss the first half or so. And sometimes I think when I watch it, it's bad luck. So good luck to everybody today. Anyway, I digress. Just out on the bike to confirm whether the stalling issue has gone away. It's been bugging me the last couple of rides. You'll have seen earlier on that it was stolen multiple times. I counted 5 in the video, but it was stolen more than that when it wasn't recorded. And then I filled up with a full tank of E5 from a different petrol station, and then another tank of E5 on the way home from the same petrol station. So I'm hoping the fact that I've maybe put some couple of tanks of fresh juice in it, it's gone away. So far today, it's not stalled. So we'll just go up into the hills and see how we get on. And hopefully the sound is getting a little bit better, because I'm understanding that when I go at a certain speed, I think the vibrations from the helmet go through the microphone because it's hard mounted to it by a magnet. So just bear with me sometimes when the microphone might be a bit scratchy, but I'm still messing about and trying to find out different settings. And hopefully it is just a case of slow down when I'm talking and not hold everybody up. But I'm going to turn out right off this road shortly and head up into the hills. A slightly different route from last time I was out this direction. This is sort of east of Girvan, if anybody's interested, in South Ayrshire. So sort of heading up into the South Carrick Hills. There's a little road here on the right which I'm going to take. So wish me luck, let's hope it doesn't stall on me. That didn't stall, so that's a good sign. Again, one of these wind farms, access roads, but basically an old track across the hills. So just take it easy, because there's a lot of folk out and about on Saturday. It's been a nice day. And sure enough, there's the wind farm peeking up over the hills. So if you've been watching this series of videos from the start, or you've just arrived, you will know, or you probably don't know, that this was a 790 bike which had an 890 Duke R engine swap in it. So these videos at the moment are just about getting to see whether the bike's all running fine, if there's been anything else I need to do. So I'm going to concentrate on here. And I'm finding out stuff as I go along and sharing it with you. So it's more of a documentary on this engine swap, I should say. But as I go along, I'm finding things out. Things go wrong. I'm trying to fix them, get to the source of the problem. But thankfully, it's not been too much. Just the stalling issue, which I'm going to put down a bad fuel. I think I've had a stale tank of E5 in this, because when she's up in the high in the rev range, she's running fine, and then when she's just dipping her like low speed stuff, to pull the clutch in, she would have stopped. But hopefully it's all gone now, and I'll just have to keep an eye on what kind of fuel I put in, or where I maybe get it from. But I'm suspecting the local garage maybe doesn't sell too much E5. I don't know. It's maybe not the fuel that everybody uses locally. Quite a rural community around here, so it could well be that E5 is not the first choice when people put it in the car, vehicle, bike, lawnmower, whatever. It's all good stuff, and there's plenty of sheep about today. So this opens up onto the hill here, so there's a big wind farm complex up here, which I've probably mentioned numerous times before. Lots of great fire roads, but nobody allowed bloody on them. So this has all been resurfaced recently, I think, because they bring the blades and all the equipment up through these roads, and they put a bit of money back into it when they're finished. Of course, they're starting to come out now. Always reminds me of Easter, the yellow flowers. Oh, pheasant. never met a pheasant plucker. Look at that stupid bloody birds, man. No wonder the rich shoot them, because they're so easy to shoot. Sorry. What's the point of having a bird that runs right at you when you've got a gun here? So this wee road's just a wee scratchy road. It's one of the local, just wee back routes I take now and again. There's not many folk up here, so not many folk even probably know it exists. And if you're interested in Tour de France style cycling, road cycling, Google the Ayrshire Alps, and this will give you an idea where this area is. Basically, the local road cyclists all got together and set up a load of category climbs, so that they call them greens, blues, reds and blacks, kind of like ski runs. And certain climbs have certain colours, so that's kind of what these are known as locally for the cyclists, the Ayrshire Alps. You see we're coming into the wind farm infrastructure. So anyway, back to the subject of the bike. As I said, there's me slowing down. I'm just going to try this clutching again in a second. All seems to be happy now. Doesn't seem to be stalling on me. So I think I've solved it. And there goes my Garmin again. My Garmin's been restarting recently. I think that it doesn't like the cold. And then we'll just come around to the wind farm here. These are big units here. Every time you come up, there's another couple have gone up. Oh, incoming cars. Just give me a bit of room here. There's no passing through this spot, so you're just going to have to move over. Okay. What a gentleman. So there's roads. There's a road access road here which takes you across those hills, and as you can see, it's pretty well gated up. Take your dog for a walk, but you could probably get a bike in, but I would say the police wouldn't be too pleased or whatever, but I think it's more to stop the Enduro boys going in. But you can't get on with permission, so maybe if anybody out there works for the wind farm guys and knows the landowners, maybe you can all get us a pass one day. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. There is something about wind farms. I do kind of like the look of them, and I like seeing them, but sometimes they can just be you know, if you look straight ahead, if that was covered in wind farms, I wouldn't be too pleased, but the view around the corner here is fantastic. I would probably say this is probably one of my favourite approaches to the Galloway Hills. So this is parallel to the road I was in a couple of videos ago, when it was really cloudy and it was quite icy. It was the icy one. So the road is it runs over that direction. And the access you can see in there, they've been clear felling for the wind farm, and it's a similar type of road, a few switchbacks, well surfaced, and a nice place to ride your bike. But anyway, you don't listen to me waffling on about it. You can see the plantation of the trees and stuff here. There's been a lot of activity going on getting the trees back in this part of the world. There is a lot of rewilding. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, Scotland is doing lots of rewilding work, be it reinstating rivers and fixing water courses and all that kind of stuff. A lot of that stuff happens around here. It's part of a UNESCO biosphere. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, just give it a quick Google. You know, South Ayrshire, Galloway, biosphere, I think it's called. There's on signs everywhere, but you know, as far as the eye can see, I can see wind farms on that far ridge, and you can see some of the topography here. It's very similar to what we were looking at a few weeks ago. access roads and things like that, all massive gates on it, because there's a lot of deer around here as well. But you can see this little road snaking down here. It's absolutely class. So as I say, going back to the bike, if you've got any comments about what you're seeing, or you have any suggestions about what to do going forward, let me know. I can talk a hind leg off a donkey if you want to, but I'm kind of one of these persons that, you know, I like watching videos of people riding in different areas and things like that. So I don't know if you want more of that, and I'll shut the F up, so to speak, or if you want me to talk about where I am and give you the explanation, and then you can come and explore yourself whenever you're up in this area. And I am hoping to do a bit more stuff wider afield. I go a bit further north, and maybe some of the roads that I've discovered in sort of in my 30s. I'm in Scotland almost 30 years, and I've been virtually all over it now. East Coast isn't so strong up near Aberdeen, etc., that part of the world, but I'm looking forward to get up there at the end of August. We're doing the Bonaccord Motorcycle Club have got a kind of adventure rally event. They ran one last year, which unfortunately my bike blew up for. So I'm hoping to nurse this through at least to the end of August. And from there I can get a wee run up to, where is it? It's not near, it's near north of Arboyne. I forget the name. It's where the Grampian Transport Museum is. The guys are running an adventure rally. I think it's 80 miles of sort of tests and off-road kind of stuff. Nothing mad or anything like that, but it looks like it was good fun last year, so I was keen to do it again this year when I missed out. So this is back down the bottom of the valley now, so we're going to turn left here and head towards the ice road that we were on a few weeks ago. Again, this is a big farm country. Lovely part of the world, like old signposts, etc. If you were to compare it to anywhere, it's like a quiet lake district all at most. Just kind of, you know, the road styles and things like that. But as you can see, it's very busy. So temperature wise, it's still in single digits today. It was up in the Highlands last week. If you watched that sort of quick edit that I did, that was plus, I think we were plus 16, 17 at one stage. It was an absolutely glorious day. And we got out at the crack of dawn, and it was quite foggy. That's why I didn't do much on the way up, because as we crossed the river, the Clyde, the fog was quite thick. And then we climbed out of Gourock across to sort of Otter Ferry, and then came up through Inverary, then up the side of Loch Awe, across to Tindrum, up to Glencoe, and then time-wise it was getting quite long in the day. I think it took us about 6 hours to get up there. We were gassing the people in Inverary, met a couple of friends, chatting to them for a while, so it was a fantastic day out. I think we did nearly 11 hours kind of door to door, which is always good. And then back before sunset. But yeah, the roads up there were brilliant. We've resurfaced quite a bit, and there's quite a bit of work going on, so if you are heading up this year, up through Glencoe, there's not as many potholes as there was a few years ago. And actually it's one of the quietest times I've ever been up there. There was absolutely hardly anybody. I guess that's the advantage of living within a few hours, but you can't get up on a good day in the middle of winter. Wasn't much salt on the roads either. It was pretty dry, and a good chance to give the bike a bit of a scotch, and that's probably what I needed, to be honest. Rather than riding around locally here, it just needed a good kind of long stint sitting at 70 mile an hour on a dual carriageway before we headed up sort of north of Glasgow. So all in all, good day out. I was with a friend, and we were chatting away in the intercom, so that's why there's not much chat on it, because some of the stuff I probably couldn't publish on YouTube. The conversations we were having about politics and various other bits and bobs was probably not for public consumption, but I'll leave that to your imagination. There's been a lot going on in the world these days. But yeah, so here we are. So here's the Glenalla. That's the road there. It's just coming down here on the left-hand side. Here we come up to T-junction and turn right, and then you'll probably be familiar with that. So I'm not going to really bore you with anything you've maybe seen before, but we'll head a wee bit further south. Get a wee run out. It's a nice day, why not? Let's see how we get on. But absolutely glorious part of the world. I love this place. This is like 10 minutes from my house. It's absolutely fantastic. And that is the Ayrshire Valley straight ahead there. So the Ayrshire River flows down through there. There's a lovely big set of waterfalls up in there, which I haven't been to for a few years. I think I've said that before, but I need to get back up in there. It's a bit of a walk from the road though. But yeah. So we're going to come down to this T-junction, we're going to turn right, head up the Nicola Balloch, and then we'll pop out Bell's Memorial, and then we'll head south to the Glentrool area. So you'll probably recognise some of the stuff from some of the videos I've done so far, but this is in no ways a guided video. It's just a bit of an ad hoc ride out to check the stalling. No stalling there. I think we have her fixed, my brothers. So all the lammies out, all the sheep and the lambs, no doubt, flying about the place. Said before, the side of the road is a bit rougher up here. It must be because there's no wind farm, so they don't pay to fix the roads. So a few of you may have noticed from the last video, I was using a GoPro mounted to my front windscreen. That was kind of give me a good angle, I think. But the problem is it looked very hazy. And I wasn't that impressed with it, but it is an old GoPro. It's a GoPro 7 if you're interested. So that's it there. And I think it all depends on the angle of the sun. If you've got the sun in front of you, it's looking quite good and the colour's fine, but if you get the sun into it at any kind of angle, it seems to blow it out a wee bit. I'm just experimenting with positions and stuff, so depending on what way I go with cameras, whether I go 360 or whether I buy another action camera, I'm not sure. But when you get into this making YouTube videos, I am liking the creative process of trying to make videos flow and make them watchable, just even without any kind of voiceover or anything at all. I mean, I used to watch that stuff during the pandemic because there was loads of it on the internet. So let's see what we're doing here. This bike just sounds absolutely fantastic now. A bit of work in the shock. Car coming down. Just pop in and wait for the best thing to do. Slippy there. Okay. We'll pull over and we rest. That's the advantage of having these Denali lights on. I think people can see you from miles, so they can see you coming. Look at that now. No Ayrshire today, I don't think. Better not be. 1100 feet, so this is higher, but the same height as Glencoe. If you watch the video from last week, you see at Glencoe I was doing like 11. It's about 1100 feet, that peak above Runningmore. This is higher than that. So it just gives you an idea of the scale of the Galloway Hills. You know, there's a few roads in there that are higher than some of the highest roads in the country. Don't quite know what Glenshee is. Glenshee's obviously a bit higher, stones everywhere. Glenshee is one of the highest A roads in the country, correct me if I'm wrong. What is it, Carnwell Pass, whatever they call it. Just going to sheepies, don't want to do that too much. There's something burnt, dumped. Fly tippers, man. No respect. What was it somebody said to me recently? I can't remember who exactly said it was, but there was somebody said something about what his opinion was on. This is a Scottish guy. Obviously, I have no opinion on how Scottish people think or live their lives, but he seemed to suggest that everybody's proud to be Scottish, but they're not proud of Scotland, i.e. they don't keep it tidy. And to be fair, I've travelled all over the UK, and some parts of Scotland do have a higher amount of litter. Now that might be because obviously social services bills are higher and stuff like that, but anyway, that's kind of something which it kind of understood what he was trying to say. Having seen, sort of been around the rural parts of Ireland, you very rarely see a piece of litter. You will in the cities, of course. Every city's, the bin tipped over and it's gone somewhere. A fox has got it. Oh, just thought it was a bit there. So as he said people are proud to be Scottish, but they're not proud of Scotland. But I think that's quite a generalisation. I think a lot of folk are tidy about themselves. But sometimes when you go down a road like this sometimes, and some dirty manky buggers throwing a McDonald's wrapper out at you, and they've just left it lying, and that's the bit that just gets me. Anyway, rant over. So this is this wee road we were down before in the ice. As you can see, it just meanders. Oh, and going back to the cameras, I said that, yeah, so I had an ND filter on this, which is a, what do they call it, neutral density or something like that. So basically it slows the shutter speed down so it lets more light in and all that kind of rubbish. But basically, don't get me wrong, I got them off eBay, AliExpress or something like that. They may not be the best of quality, so that might be something which had an impact on the picture from last week. But, when it was good, it was good. When it was bad, it was absolute rubbish. I tried to make it look like a dream sequence. Like it was a filter I put on it, but it wasn't. That was what came out of the camera. So I couldn't really alter it much at all. So it's all a learning process. It's the last time I was making videos seriously, I was using mini DV tape. That was 25 years ago. Jeez, I'm old. So this is the road south of Nicola Valley, which heads towards Glentrail. It's a logging road basically. It's the sort of thing you can get a lick on down here, but unfortunately it's two-way traffic. And it's well surfaced now because they've done a bit of work. This was closed a couple of weeks ago, so they've obviously done some work. In fact, it was closed behind me, that's right, because we saw the close sign. But they have done a few patchy bits here and there, but the lorries destroy it in the winter when they're bringing wind farm stuff up here and logging stuff. But that's all the better for us because I like the bumps. And then this blacktop. You know what I mean? So this hadn't been resurfaced for years, and then they've obviously got a bit of money from the wind farm guys. So there's all loads of brown envelopes in that business, in my humble opinion. It's a bit like a roller coaster in parts. It's the sort of road you don't have to do 100 mile an hour to have fun on, you know, it's just it's the old go as fast as you can brake, as fast as you can see. I always think there's always somebody doing the same as me going the opposite way. That's kind of the way I live my life. There'll always be an equal and opposite coming the opposite way, doing the same sort of stuff. So one thing I have been quite surprised about is that there's been very few comments about KTM's situation over the past few months. I was quite surprised that I didn't get personally attacked for buying a KTM or something like that. Maybe it's just the fact that it's quite a small channel and nobody's got the time to watch it, so I was quite impressed that the comments all seem to be good-natured and tend to be like-minded people who are, one, interested in what I'm doing, two, maybe have a 790, 890 themselves. I'm curious. But yeah, KTM situation, obviously I'm not connected with KTM anyway, or sponsored by them or anything, but when you look at the kind of the background of where they come from, I mean, I am first and foremost probably a motocross fan. Motocross is probably one of my favourite sports. It was something which I didn't really get an opportunity to do when I was younger, and I probably would have loved it. So I've always watched motocross. I've always been a fan of KTMs, and that's probably the reason why. Oh, a couple of adventure boys. Oh, Harley Hearn. Fucking me, you know. So that's one of the reasons why I bought a KTM in the first reason. The other reason being, especially the 790S, was I'm a bit of a short arse, so I'm 5'3", and every bike out there is pretty tall. So you can imagine trying to reach the ground on an Adventure R or another bike, Tenere for example. I struggle with this sometimes with technical stuff. As anybody that knows me will know that I tend to wobble, fall over kind of thing. I tend to wobble a lot at slow speed in technical stuff and usually end up in the arse. So that's one of the reasons I bought this bike. Now at the time, everybody was singing its praises and it was fantastic. You know, the weight of it, whatever it was, 189 kilos, dry. It was the herald, it was a new era in motorcycling, and since then everybody brought out a mid-size adventure bike, be it a twin, you know, Aprilia, Yamaha, everybody kind of, there was one came out, Ducatis, etc. That, you know, sort of twin cylinder, distance. I think KTM called them travel enduros. So I was at the stage where I bought a bike and thought, right, 790s for me, I'll get the small one, and then that's why I ended up with this bike. And to be honest, you've probably seen and heard just through the videos that I've done, is that I'm quite passionate about it. I do love this bike. It's really, really good fun. And if you've never ridden one, you know, don't think that it's going to rip the cams off in 2 seconds flat. Just go and get a test ride one, and then you'll understand why people do like them. This bike just fits me. Another thing I was going to do was going to buy another bike and then get another one. And I thought, no, I'm just going to buy that one because that's the one I want. So I bought it, and I've had it for 6 years now. In fact, it's 6 years in a couple of weeks' time. And so we'll maybe 6 years in a few weeks' time. So, but the thing that impresses me is that even though I've ridden it virtually every winter, I think I have ridden it every winter. I don't think there's been a winter which sat still. That's the thing that's impressed me, is that there's been no kind of really bad rust on it, if you know what I mean. The frame has been meant to be, when I wiped the frame down when I did the engine swap, it was like brand new. No corrosion. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kept in a garage. It's cleaned when it's dirty. So I do like this section, so